Mulching ornamental plants and mowing turfgrass are two essential cultural practices that are commonly done in the landscape. I'm Dr. Disposing, and this video will provide some best management practices for mulching and mowing. Mulch is any material applied to the soil surface to protect or improve the area covered. Mulches are frequently applied around plants to modify the soil environment and enhance plant growth. They may consist of organic materials such as bark, wood chips, leaves, pine needles, or grass clippings, or they may be inorganic materials such as gravel, pebbles, polyethylene film, or woven ground cloth. Mulch can be applied to the soil surface, but should not rest against the stems of landscape plants. Mulching has the following beneficial effects on the soil and plants. Mulches can prevent the loss of water from the soil by evaporation. Moisture moves by capillary action to the surface and evaporates if the soil is not covered by a mulch. Mulches suppress weeds when the mulch material itself is weed-free and applied deeply enough, 2 to 3 inches after settling, to prevent weed germination or to smother existing small weeds. A more uniform soil temperature can be maintained by mulching. The mulch acts as an insulator that keeps the soil cool under intense sunlight and warm during cold weather. Most mulches prevent crusting of the soil surface, thus improving absorption and percolation of water into the soil and at the same time reducing erosion. Organic materials used as a mulch can improve soil structure and tilth. As mulch decays, the material becomes topsoil. Decaying mulch may also add nutrients to the soil. Mulches add to the beauty of the landscape by providing a cover of uniform color and an interesting surface texture. Mulch plants produce roots in and directly under the mulch that surrounds them. The plants produce these roots in addition to the roots in the soil. As a result, mulch plants have more roots than plants that are not mulched. When feasible, use mulches made from environmentally friendly sources or recycled materials. Do not pile mulch against a tree or around the bases of shrubs. Burying the crowns can lead to crown and root rot. Leave a clear space for air to reach the trunk. Maintain a 2 to 3 inch depth of mulch after settling. Mowing is an important maintenance operation. Mowing at the correct height increases turf density and root health and suppresses weeds. A dense turf impedes stormwater runoff. A healthy root system ensures that water and nutrients are absorbed and not wasted. Fewer weeds means less need for herbicides. Clippings contain nutrients and should be recycled on the lawn. The nutrients in clippings are pollutants when they end up in stormwater systems and water bodies. Growth rates and mowing height have the most influence on mowing frequency. As a rule of thumb, mowing should be done often enough that no more than 1/3 of the leaf blade is removed at any one mowing. For example, if a St. Augustine grass is mowed at a height of 4 inches, it should be mowed when it grows to a height of 5.5 to 6 inches. Following this practice minimizes the effect of mowing on photosynthesis and helps to maintain the high percentage of leaf surface necessary for healthy root development. Research shows that returning grass clippings to the surface, sometimes referred to as grass recycling, does not increase thatch buildup on turf. Clippings have significant nutrient value and decompose rapidly, returning some fertilizer and organic matter to the soil. Mowing equipment and string trimmers can damage trees. Tree trunks that are bumped by mowers or trees that have been used as pivot points for turns are injured via contact. Mechanical damage to trees can cause progressively bigger wounds, since the trees are hit in the same general area repeatedly over time. The damage eventually progresses through the phloem, cambium, and xylem of the tree. In a worst-case scenario, the tree is girdled and dies. Those trees not killed are stressed, and the wounds end up as entry points for disease and insect infestation. The whipping action of the nylon string on a trimmer can debark a young tree quickly, causing its demise. The careful use of string trimmers and mowers in the landscape is imperative, and there is no reason to use them around trees. Replacing the grass around the base of trees with mulch provides a buffer zone. The larger the mulched area, the less the turf near the tree is stressed by shade, the more room the lawnmower has to maneuver with ease, and the less the string trimmer needs to be used. Mulch also confers other benefits, such as reduced competition from weeds and water conservation. The growth habit and leaf width of a turfgrass species determines the optimum cutting height, frequency, and preferred mower type. A grass that spreads horizontally can usually be mowed shorter than an upright growing bunching grass. Grasses with narrow blades can generally be mowed closer than grasses with wide blades. Bermuda grass is mowed at very low heights because of its numerous narrow leaf blades and low growth habit. On the other hand, Bahia grass needs to be mowed higher because of its open, upright growth habit. Turfgrass undergoes physiological stress with each mowing, particularly if too much leaf tissue is removed. The effects of this scalping can produce long-term damage to the turf and leave it susceptible to numerous other stresses, such as insects, disease, drought, and sun scald. It is always important to leave as much leaf surface as possible for photosynthesis to provide food for regrowth. For mowing safety, be sure to follow these tips. Pick up all stones, sticks, and other debris before mowing to avoid damaging the mower or injuring someone with flying objects. Never fill a hot mower with gasoline. Always wear heavy leather gloves when mowing the lawn. Check your mower every time it is used. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for service and adjustments. Mowing BMPs. Adjust the cutting height by setting the mower on a driveway or sidewalk and using a ruler to measure the distance between the ground and the blade. Do not mow wet turf because it can promote disease and fungus. The clippings can clog the machine. Mow only when the turf is dry. Sharpen the mower blade frequently enough to prevent a ragged appearance to the turf. Mow in a different direction every time the lawn is cut. This prevents wear patterns, reduces the grass laying over in the same direction, and reduces the possibility of scalping. Use the highest acceptable mowing height for the grass being grown. Do not remove more than 1/3 of the foliage at one time. Do not direct clippings into bodies of water or onto impervious surfaces. Remove any clippings that are blown onto sidewalks, driveways, and other impervious areas. Do not remove clippings. If clumping occurs, distribute the clippings by remowing or by lightly raking. You can also use a leaf blower to distribute clippings. Clean the mower after use to reduce rusting and weed seed movement. Practice grass recycling and return nutrients to the soil. If you must collect clippings, compost them. Use the compost as a soil modifier or mulch. Avoid mechanical damage to trees and shrubs from string trimmers, mowers, and other equipment. Never sweep grass clippings, leaves, or other debris into a storm sewer. This pollutes our water bodies, and in some cases it may clog the system and contribute to flooding. Be careful with yard waste. Careless disposal may spread invasive non-native plants to areas where they don't belong. Lawn and landscape maintenance involves the removal of leaves, clippings, whole landscape plants, and even unwanted houseplants. Given contact with soil and sufficient water, these materials may become established at the disposal site. Dispose of them carefully so plants that are unwanted in one location don't unintentionally become established elsewhere. Contact your county waste management utility or local UF-IFAS extension office for information about local disposal sites in your area that are designated for plant waste. Educate your customers about proper plant disposal and how it enhances the protection of natural areas.